What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell is Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuits. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Go with the deuces. There you go, baby.
Hey, boys and girls, what's evening up? What's up? Good evening and welcome to Cage. I'm Christopher James, the UFC 257 preview show. Holy shit! Should I jump right into the main event and the co-main event right now and just go there, or should I wait? What do you guys think? Do me a favor, share the show wherever you can, guys. I appreciate all the help. Wow, man, what a fucking night of fights. I mean, before we get into the fights, good night of fights, man. A lot of upsets tonight, man. A lot of upsets. It was a little crazy, but you like the upsets. The upsets are fun. So you go with it, right? We had a lot of upsets tonight, man, and we're going to go over all of them. But, man, I'll tell you, what a fucking night. Great fights, and the main event and co-main event. A lot of people lost money on those cards because they picked wrong. And I'll tell you what, right, man, we're going to jump right into those two things right here. Just let me share this out a couple of places real quick before we get started. Like I said, guys, feel free to share this everywhere you can. Excuse me. I have a little bit of a, because of my Crohn's disease, sometimes when I, eat certain foods, it gets me. So you might hear me coughing a little bit tonight, but sorry about that. But, we're going to go live and do this thing anyway. So let's jump into the co-main event. Actually, before we even jump into both those fights, there were so many people out there complaining that the fights weren't airing on ESPN Plus. My goodness. I went on an app. There's an app, a site called Down Detector. Down Detector showed that there was a major outage all across the country. I didn't have any problems in Florida. Some other people I know didn't have any problems in other spots too. For you guys that missed out on a lot of the fight card, bitch to ESPN, make them give you your money back, or at least a credit for the next pay-per-view. So, with that being said, excuse me again, guys. Michael Chandler arrived in the octagon. Michael Chandler is in the UFC. Michael Chandler knocked out Dan Hangman Hooker. Michael Chandler went in there, and, a lot of people were sleeping on this guy saying he's not going to be able to hang in the UFC. I picked Chandler because Chandler has a great mix of the ground game, but he's a savage on his feet, hence the name, the Vessel of Violence. He went out there and he controlled the fight from jump. He made Hooker uncomfortable from jump. Hooker has a proclivity of being able to get punched in the face from distance. I believe he eats 48% of the strikes thrown at him from distance. So he did a phenomenal job, Mr. Chandler, that is. And when he saw his moment, he pounced and he did not let up. Easy work tonight for him, man. Easy work. And I love his call out. I love his confidence inside the octagon after. He called out Conor, although that's kind of mute right now. Although maybe Conor will go, oh, well, I'll beat this guy. I'll beat this bloody American bloke, But I think Chandler would smoke him. I'm going to be honest, man. It's not because of tonight. It's because Chandler is a fucking stud. Chandler is a beast. He's proved that many times. And he proved it again tonight. What an arrival. What a debut for Michael Iron Chandler inside the UFC octagon. Hooker did nothing. That's it. Hooker did nothing. So, and I picked Chandler to win as well. Here we go to the main event. Dustin Poirier, the Diamond, taking on Conor McGregor, the Notorious, for the second time. Conor got the first matchup at 145. I said to a lot of people that fight was a long time ago, and Dustin has matured and become a better fighter, and he showed it tonight. He showcased it tonight. I don't even want to say he just showed it. He showcased it tonight. He went out there, and Conor landed some punches in the first round. They both were striking real good. Dustin took him down, which was something that set the tone. But those low calf kicks that a lot of the guys at American Top Team are famous for, they really broke him down. Conor even said in his post-fight, he deadened my leg, and then he just fucking pounced. Dustin Poirier looked poised, controlled, confident. He was talking smack. They were exchanging shoulder strikes against each other. He looked perfectly comfortable. I'm going to say the first minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes, even after the takedown, Dustin looked a little, but then he just started to ease into his game. He got into his flow, got into a rhythm, and he knew in his head that he could beat McGregor if given enough time to do it, and he did. Conor won the first round, but Dustin came out with a vengeance in round 2, and he just landed those kicks. He kept Conor at bay. The work against the cage panel was awesome. It did wear on McGregor. McGregor, wants to blame it on inactivity. I always side with Dominic Cruz. I don't believe in ring rust. I believe in not being properly prepared. And Conor was not properly prepared for the fight he was getting tonight from Dustin Poirier. The Diamond went out there and did exactly what he wanted to do whenever he wanted to do it. And then he finished McGregor, knocked him out. I don't think that's ever happened before, has it? I know Conor's been finished a couple times, but submissions. I think Dustin Poirier is the first guy to finish Conor McGregor on the feet via TKO. So that was fucking completely outstanding. And I fucking loved it. What a great performance. What a great performance, man. I tell you, it was so good. He got chopped down like a tree. God damn, this Crohn's disease. I hate this shit. So, let me just check a few comments here coming in from the Facebook. It was fucking awesome. I have to look at the picks tonight because I might have played myself back into winning my own contest. Man, so what did you guys think that you're sitting there right now? Give me some commentary back, man. What were your thoughts on those fights? Oh, what a cap to my birthday weekend. The Crohn's disease does it to me all the time, man. If I eat, certain food and everything, and today, birthday cake, and I probably shouldn't have, but man, it was worth it. My wife made an amazing cake. I loved it. So if you guys want to comment about any of those fights, feel free. We're going to work our way backwards down the card since we already did the main and co-main. We're going to move to the feature bout. Jessica I and Joanne Calderwood. Thank you, by the way, Matt, for the birthday. It was mine and my wife's birthday. Yesterday was mine. Today was my wife's. So that was awesome. Joanne Calderwood went out there and fought the perfect fight. She went out there. She did her stuff. She struck from distance. And when she stayed at distance, she had every advantage in the world. When she would get in close, it gave I a chance to work a little bit inside, even though the Muay Thai and some of the plums and the in-close strikes that Joanne was good at. But JoJo just picked her apart. But they did have a few moments in there where, Jessica, had a moment or two in the fight, but not enough to even think about winning that fight. So, my God, another one of my picks right there. So, except for and we'll move down the card. I did really good on the main card. I went even on the undercard. But Joanne Calderwood looked great out there. I mean, doubled up on the strikes. I hope, at some point she gets that title fight she was supposed to have last year with Valentina. I don't know if she could beat Valentina, but I want to see the fight. The girls earned the opportunity, and they need to give her a title fight, straight up. So, excuse me. Mahmoud Muradov versus Andrew Sanchez. Muradov is just a better fighter. And I tell you, it was awesome to watch him go to work tonight. He gets the KO, TKO, in round 3. But he won that fight, from start to finish. It was really a good fight. And I was very impressed with Muradov. He's definitely, I think he's on a 14-fight winning streak. He's going to be somebody that, you have to look at serious at the title contender. So, I know Izzy's going to move up to light heavyweight, try to go for, double gold. I hate that shit. I wish the UFC would stop that shit. But that's where we're at right now. So that's what they're going to do. Marina Rodriguez, Amanda Hebas, another another big finish. Rodriguez. This was one of those fights. Hebas was the favorite, the betting favorite. I picked her to win. A lot of people picked her to win, and it's not because I was sleeping on Rodriguez. I just felt that Hebas had some momentum and was rolling really good. But she got crushed. So Rodriguez is a dangerous striker, and you can't stand there and try to strike with her and think, that's going to be an easy win for you. So Hebas got in there. She got too close, and she allowed Rodriguez to find her spots, work the distance properly, and then go in there for the kill. Great job by Marina Rodriguez. She's somebody that's going to have to be talked about in title pictures. I mean, she's in that conversation now. Armand Sakarian versus Matt Favola. Complete, top to bottom. Sarakian owned that fight. Favola really didn't put up any resistance. He had some strikes in the first round. He was really good on some of the scrambles, trying to get his position back. But he was dominated. He was owned in that whole fight. Easy decision for the judges to make. Brad Tavares versus Antonio Carlos Jr. I took Antonio Carlos Jr. I thought he was going to win the fight. Brad Tavares came out and put on a show tonight just to remind people like me that he's still somebody to be taken seriously. And I don't not take him serious. I just felt that Carlos Jr. was going to be the better fighter, but he wasn't tonight. He got just worked over the whole fight. I mean, he ate the bigger punches. It was all Tavares. Juliana Pena versus Sarah McMahon. Julia Pena showed great patience from the beginning of the fight. She was getting worked over a little bit, but she came back in the second and third round and worked her way into that sub rear naked choke. Sarah McMahon said after she worked the first 2 rounds to win, and then she said she worked the third round not to lose. And that's a formula for a loss pretty much every time, and she should know better. And I believe she even admitted on our Facebook that she knows better. But Pena went out there and did the work. So, even though McMahon says she was fighting not to lose, well, Pena was fighting to win. And she did just that, sunk in that rear naked choke. Dangerous fighter on the ground. She can win from the top. She can win from her back. And she sunk in that choke so beautifully. Very happy for her. God damn, this Crohn's disease, man. I hate it. Sorry, guys. This is a little coughing. But my body just reacts like that. I can't help it. Marcin Pracino versus Khalil Roundtree Jr. A lot of people said Khalil won that fight. I don't know what fight they were watching. He landed some big punches, and he did knock down Pracino once, but Pracino landed 102 strikes. Roundtree landed 49. There was no groundwork in this fight. If you look at the numbers, it's really easy to see, per round. Pracino landed 32 in the first to 16 for Roundtree, 33 in the second to 21 for Roundtree, 40 in the third to 13 for Roundtree. I don't know how anybody thinks that he lost that he won that fight, but that's the way it goes. So some people think they saw something, but they didn't. Movsar Evloev and Nick Lentz. Should have been a unanimous decision. There shouldn't have been a split decision. Some people are saying Lentz won round 1 because he had a submission in it, and he almost got it, but he didn't get it. And I don't think he was as close to getting as a lot of people are giving him credit for. Evloev stayed in that submission, was patient, and waited for the moment to pull out of it so he would, be safe and continue on fighting. He won that fight on my card, 30-27. The fact that a judge scored this as a victory for Lentz, again, lends to the conversation that judges, a lot of them don't know what the fuck they're looking at, and fighters' careers are always in jeopardy, not just from the physical of being in the fight, but from the lack of proper judging from those that are in charge of deciding their fate. So I'm glad Evloev got the win, but it should have been a unanimous decision. It should not have been a split. Opening bout of the night, Amir Albazi versus Zhalgas Zhumagulov. Zhumagulov, excuse me. I should have his name down pretty good. I mean, I had to announce him over in Kazakhstan at Fight Nights Global, and I had it down perfect then. But whatever. I picked Zhumagulov to win this fight. He got outworked. He got outclassed. Albazi is somebody that's going to have to be taken seriously at flyweight. I think he already had a number by his name with only one fight in the octagon, if I'm correct. So 2 fights in, he's definitely going to move up a couple of numbers. He did a great freaking job and won that fight. Overall, I give this fight card an A. I mean, really, we didn't have, well, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights went to decision. 5 fights were finishes. So nice balance on our 11-fight card. So we had a little bit of everything. We saw some really good action. I'm glad that the UFC puts on these events at Fight Island. It makes it really good for us. We get to watch a lot of good fights. And a lot of fighters that we won't see here in the States can get over to Fight Island and compete. So it keeps the international fighters in the game and in the conversation, in the mix. Thank you, Lord. This is going to be the fastest post-fight show I ever did because I don't want to sit there and continue to cough while my stomach is, acting up. I did want to get online, though, and make sure that I talk to you guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed the fights. Let's see. So we have a couple of comments. I'm going to Chandler versus Justin, who wins? Good question. This is why they fight. I would probably side with Chandler. I'm just being honest. I love Justin Gaethje. I've hung out with Justin Gaethje, but there's something with Chandler right now. I just think he's the creme de la creme. And I felt this way before he got to the UFC. So, Wayne John, I hope that answers your question. I'd watch the fight. All right, so then we got, let's see, this Poirier versus Gaethje. Gaethje wins, gets a rematch with reigning undefeated champ. Poirier loss would see McGregor Poirier 3. With this scenario, I predict Poirier gets a shot at the undefeated champ. The undefeated champ is not coming back. I don't know why you guys keep talking about it. He said it this week. He is not coming back. Dana White is just trying to keep us interested in a fight possibly. But Khabib came out and did an interview after him and Dana had a meeting on Fight Island. Said he just really doesn't want to fight anymore. His mother doesn't want him to fight anymore. He's not going to dishonor his mother, no matter how much money Dana White tries to throw at him. So Dana White should just let him be. If he wants to come back, he'll come back under his own accord, believe you me. So any conversation that's being had right now, including Khabib, to me is pointless. Even with the big knockout by Chandler, I don't think that's exciting enough for him to come back for. Even with the big win for Dustin, he already just beat Dustin. I don't think he's going to fight Dustin again. He's not. If he comes back, which again I already said from jump, he's not. He's not looking to do a rematch. If he was in this for the money, then the rematch would obviously be Conor McGregor. But Conor McGregor's stock, as much as he's a big draw, Conor McGregor's stock just went down as far as being concerned for a Khabib fight. He got knocked out. Plain and simple. So he beat an older guy on his way out in Donald Cerrone in his last fight. And now he beat a guy that he beat once before, and now he just got dropped. Dana will give Conor whatever fight Conor wants. Make no mistake. But he can't justify the rematch anymore. Any of that rematch conversation with Khabib can't be justified anymore because of what just happened tonight. So Dustin Poirier ended that conversation. Dustin isn't going to get another fight with Khabib. Not going to happen. So there's really nobody. The only fight would be Chandler. And I don't think what Chandler did tonight is enough to impress Khabib to dishonor his word to his mother. Case closed. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the fights. Tuesday night, I'll be back. Cage Talk with Christopher James. We're going to have Kyle Bochniak, Christopher Curtis, and UFC star Mike Davis, Beast Boy, joining us on the show. This weekend coming up, I will be in West Palm Beach for WMMA, WMMA, women's MMA, no, XMMA. See that? I get all confused. The XMMA promotion is back. They're a Canadian-based promotion. They're going to be doing 3 to 4 shows down here in Florida this year. I got hired on to be their cage announcer. Very honored. James Vick is in the main event. Kyle Bochniak. Christopher Curtis is going to be there. Mo DeReese and so many more. Like I said, I'll be interviewing Bochniak and Curtis and Mike Beast Boy Davis on the show, Cage Star Christopher James, this Tuesday night. And then I'll be in South Florida after that to cover the event. I'll be doing some live interviews from the weigh-ins, and then post-fight as well. Well, that's it, kids. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all you guys that wished me a happy birthday this week. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you Tuesday night. Until next time, as always, thank you for being a part of my life today and for allowing me to be a part of yours for just a little while. I can never truly put into words what that means for me, but just know it's right here in my heart. Until next time, boys and girls, I am Christopher James, and you've been Cage Side. Good night, everybody.
What happens if you lose, Nick?
Who the hell's Aquaman?
I get Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I get sausage biscuit. Maybe you guys will see a little footage of that later on because we got some good stuff.
Philip the Deuces. There you go, baby.